let's go over to Tim Harnett. Let me bring you up, sir. All right, Tonga Tim, welcome back to the show, my friend.
Great to be back. How are you?
I feel like that old song, welcome to the show, the show that never ended. What was that? Jethro Tull song. Yeah. I am doing good, although I have to say, last time you were on the show, we talked about the Midwest and the tiki culture. You never reminded me of how damn cold it is here. And I wish you would have done that because it's flipping cold here.
Well, that's why we so desperately need bars like ours.
Exactly. And the Inferno Room, I'm excited. It looks like I'll probably be there tomorrow night or tomorrow or Thursday. I'm getting there this week. You are normally you're at Tiki Underground, and you guys are closed right now for a remodeling. I remember, a relocation, correct?
Correct. And a very, very major remodel. Actually, the space, it was pretty much an old man bar where you'd go to get shots and beers and a $10 steak. And they hadn't cleaned the cigarettes out of the carpet for, well, probably since it was built. So we're gutting the place and really pouring our hearts into the decor, kind of going more nautical this time.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to be cool. We're excited.
I got to tell you, because you said you guys are going to be closing the night before Thanksgiving. That was your last night. Correct. And I was sitting there Wednesday morning and I go, am I crazy enough to make that drive? And I looked up how long it was going to take. It's like, I could be. And then, sanity got the better of me. And I said, no, I'm going to have to miss it. So hopefully that was a good night.
Well, I think the staff and some close friends left the building at 3. So yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah,
total blowout. We had a great band and filled the place. It was wonderful.
And by the way, and the other thing I want to make sure, so I'm going to bring my spotlight back in here because I also wanted to say you have this amazing book as well. You had shared. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. You got one too. How amazing. This is the No Beard or Bow Tie Required Cocktails for the Craft Curious. So excellent book. Glad that I got it. Thanks for your inscription. I appreciate that. So you got a couple things going on. And then tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, that's me tomorrow night. You are coming to the Inferno Room to do a pop-up.
That is correct. I'm so stoked about this. Apparently, me and my partner in crime, Jessica, will be taking over the back room. So we will be holding court in there. I think I sent Chris 6 of our signature cocktails we'll be doing there.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm very, very excited about that.
So what I'm hearing is I need to go to Uber right now and make that reservation because 6 cocktails, I don't know that I'll be able to drive home, but yeah, I got to try them all,
Some of them are in the book. So, and in fact, tonight's cocktail is in the book as well. So, yeah.
All right. So, before we get into that cocktail, so how did this little collaboration come about with the Inferno Room?
Well, we made our maiden voyage there about a year ago. Had a great time with Chris, gave us a grand tour. And after that, we just kept in touch. And I was like, well, we're going to have a little downtime. And I know Porco's been out there. Can we come and wreck up the place too? And he graciously said yes. Nice. He sounds very well prepared for our visit. So yeah, I'm excited. Well, any excuse to go there is great.
Yeah, this is if those of you that haven't been to the Inferno Room, I fell in love with the place the first time I was ever in there. It's not that it's just because it's from Indy, but it's a lot of authentic Papua New Guinea decor. The story goes there was an Indiana University professor that was studying that culture, a social studies. He was studying that culture. And as a result of his friendships and the years of being in that environment, he had a lot of Papua New Guinea stuff. And when he passed away, I don't know the full story. I just know when he passed away, that one way or another, all of that collection made its way to the owners of the Inferno Room, and they put a lot of it into the Inferno Room. So some really cool decor that they've gotten there.
Yeah, that is cool. Kind of keeping it in the family, as they say. Like Porco and our bar as well have benefited from families sharing their, artifacts with us. So it helps keep the history alive in a new place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny in a sad way. Right before the pandemic hit, I had actually put together a session that I was going to do at the Hukilau and it was really focused on the artifacts within the tiki bars, because we all look at the drinks, we all listen to the music, we love the decor, but the decor almost melds into the background. And there's a lot of cool stuff when you start digging into what's actually there and the history of some of these pieces. So hopefully we'll be able to do that at some point. But at any rate, you, sir, are here to mix up a cocktail for us tonight.
This is correct. And it's kind of serendipitous when Samantha reached out. I hesitated a little because I didn't have anything like right up here right away to present on. And when the Irish whiskey, Irish coffee thing came up, I was like, oh, holy mackerel, I can talk a lot about that, surprisingly. So yeah, I'm ready to dive in on this one. Is everyone okay if I talk a little bit about the whiskey for just a little bit? It's a kind of a warm up.
Things we love to do, learn and drink.
Yes.
There's probably a few other things too, but those are the only two I'm going to mention on the show.
So I don't know how many of you are of the same thinking, but Irish whiskey, I feel like it kind of got a bad rap when I guess you could say it about any spirits that hadn't really had a renaissance yet. So pretty much whatever popped to mind when someone brought up those two words was Jameson or Powers, and doing shots just to, forget harder times. And essentially that was true for a while until not only the big distillers started out bringing more specialized spirits out, but then smaller distilleries kind of started re-emerging in Ireland. So I don't know how far back you might know about this stuff, but Prohibition almost killed the Irish whiskey industry because so much of it was being exported to the States. So only a couple of them survived. Now we have a bunch of little ones that are kind of coming back and doing like a smaller batch kind of contribution to the whole genre. So the Irish whiskey thing, they're super big on pot still pretty much across the board. So you're gonna have all those yummy congeners that you want. But further to that, a lot of these distillers are getting into secondary barrel aging. So I went out and bought rather a lot of them.
Nice.
And I
I like you.
buy you.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, these are just a few. I brought up about half. So I'll just appeal to the Tiki Files straight away. So Teeling, they're one of the newer brands out at least in Ohio. Really like super smooth stuff, and they are doing secondary barrel aging in rum barrels. Slane, which I called this one out for the cocktail tonight. You can pretty much use any affordable, well-rounded Irish whiskey in the drink. This just happens to be like a $26 bottle in Ohio, and they're doing triple casking. I believe they're going with port and sherry. How they're charging so little for it, I have no idea. Sexton, I mean, if the bottle isn't sexy enough, they are also doing sherry barrel aging. This is about 36, I believe. Super good stuff. Fairly new arrival, Writer's Tears. And now that I've written a book, I can cry and drink this.
There you go. Nice.
So this is like really light bodied. It's almost like a light bodied apple brandy, at least in the finish. But again, very super easy drinker. And then one of the examples of like the good stuff the big boys are putting out, this Powers 3 Swallows. You don't have to have tattoos to like it. It helps. But again, they're doing barrel aging in sherry. Really, really tasty stuff. So yeah, so when St. Patrick's Day came around this past year, I basically was trying to come up with something that we could do. I mean, obviously people aren't pouring into a tiki bar for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, believe me, no, I did, because all the crazies were at the Irish bars.
Okay, yeah. Well, we typically, like, at least in our old location, we didn't typically get a lot of people, but we wanted to create something that for those that were joining us that night. So basically, I just kind of put this together from what we had in the bar at the time. So obviously, it's going to be an Irish whiskey base. So tonight we'll go ahead with the Slane.
It's kind of like a St. Patrick's Day pregame.
Yes.
This
Actually, we'll start.
training.
We'll start with the NA stuff first, as any good mixologist will tell you to do. So you're adding that little bit, half, 3/4 of lime to round out everything else. This is actually a little sweeter than I normally go. Some cinnamon syrup, easy peasy to make at home. So again, 1/2 ounce, 3/4, depending how you like your sweetness. A little bit of nut brown bitters. So I'm using the Bitter Truth, but these are a lot more easy to find. The Fee Brothers Black Walnut, a lot cheaper too. Just made with glycerin if you're real geeky about your bitters.
Wait,
so
wait, that's not nitroglycerin, right?
The glycerin they put in soap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it even more appetizing. Thank you.
I mean, they taste okay. And on the plus side, if you're doing an NA cocktail menu, then you can use Fee Brothers and still be, fully truthful about that.
Right.
So let's go with the modifier spirits first. I called out Velvet Falernum in this, in the recipe, specifically because it is the most accessible. And it does run a little bit sweeter. If you are lucky enough to have like a local craft distiller that does a falernum spirit like Maggie's Farm, it's going to be far superior, but harder to find based on where you're at. So
yeah, I was going to say, how far are you from Pittsburgh? They're from Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, so they're about 2 hours out.
Yeah.
And they're being sold in Ohio now, thankfully. I know some other craft distillers are doing it. I think like California, maybe. And it's usually worth the extra expense. Bitter Truth puts one out. It's actually a low proof spirit. If you see it, it's really, really lovely. Then you need a 1/2 ounce of brandy. I just happened to grab the Martell Cognac because it was close. And then, of course, your base spirit. So you can do 1.5 ounces. I called for 1 3/4. You can go up to 2, depending on how much you want to forget.
Well, I like the fact you're using the falernum that's also a spirit, so that works.
It's a sneakily boozy drink, actually. So of course you give it your traditional shake. 20 seconds, so something like that. My form's off a little bit because I have way too many bottles up here to knock over.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, don't knock them out. That would be bad form.
Strain it over ice.
And I see Joseph. Yeah, definitely get to the Inferno Room the next time you're out here. And when you do, let me know. I'm here, man. I'll meet up with you for some cocktails. Any excuse to go to the Inferno Room.
Just a simple mint garnish. Very, very nice aromatics for this, or just as it goes with a Mai Tai or most traditional tiki drinks. And if you happen to have a funky fresh Inferno Room glass with an
Look at
Inferno
that.
Room swizzle, all the better. So if anyone's shaking along, I would love your thoughts on this.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to put it on the old gallery mode. Everybody raise up the glasses and salute to yet another week, episode 93, 94. See, I forget. Yeah. And thank you, Tim. Mahalo, and appreciate everyone who joins every week. Thank you for making this a great experience. And so that's awesome. The date of your pop-up again is February
3rd, I believe, the Thursday of that week. And then we're straight off to Cincinnati to do one at Tiki Bang Bang.
That's like next week, February 3rd. All right.
It's a busy week. So we're off to Inuhuele down in Atlanta.
Yep.
This coming weekend, and then very little breathing time at home before we head out again.
Now, if you would have planned that right, wouldn't you have gone to Cincinnati and then Inulele? Wouldn't you have done that on the trip either down or back to Atlanta?
Well, we're going to fly for Atlanta.
Okay.
The rest is all behind the wheel, but I will have my book at both events, all three, actually.
All right. And how can we get the book? I think Sam may have put the link in the chat, but still, let's go ahead and.
Yeah, it is in the Tiki Underground site in our store section, so you can order it direct through there. But if anyone can make it to Inferno Room, I'd love to be there and sign it for you. And
yeah, next Thursday night, I will be there, and I may actually be broadcasting live. I may do a live.
Cool.
I have that. It's been so long since I've done a live remote broadcast, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Cool.
So thank you for joining. Definitely appreciate you. This is an awesome cocktail. I can't wait to try it. Sorry, as I tell all my mixologists, all my stuff's in storage, and I'm literally sitting at a folding table right now. If you could see this, it's a horrendous scene. I can't bring cocktails here. So this is one of the cocktails I'm really anxious to try as soon as we have our new house and we're in our new house. It's probably gonna be one of the first ones I make. I love a good grog, so this is awesome. Yeah, Sam put the link to your book into the chat. Tiki-Underground, myshopify.com. So we got
incidentally, I can, since it is Irish Coffee Day, just thinking about it right here, if you put some cold brew in it, I see no reason that wouldn't be equally amazing.
Okay, we can no longer be friends now, and you are never invited back on the show. I think we've had a couple of coffee drinks on the show. I skip right past that ingredient. So. Coffee and licorice are not my thing.
I did dismiss Irish coffee as kind of a gross drink until I got the Dead Rabbit recipe for it. And that is a pretty magic thing. It's only 4 ingredients, and if you do it right, it's really, really tasty. So for what it's worth, I digress.
Well, then I would say if you love it, make sure you go to the new Tiki Underground when it opens, or go to the Inferno Room. Well, you may not be able to do it at the Inferno Room, but find Tim, because he makes great cocktails. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. Tonga Tim, Tiki Underground, and author of the book, No Beard or Bow Tie Required, Cocktails for the Craft Curious. That's a long title, dude. That's why I have to keep looking over here at the title.
It is. Yeah. The next one is No Pants Required. I'm not joking.
Okay.
I've started it. Yeah. I'm working on it now.
All right. Well, I look forward to having you back when you complete that. All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. Definitely appreciate you coming on the show.
Tiki Trail Live.